lively game of the day. Hapahauli versus Mooji6. Eagle versus Max.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another lively game of the day, folks. Today we got Hapahauli versus Mooji6, two of the top contenders when it comes to live league fog. Hapahauli is actually the current #1 fog player in Advanced Wars by Web in the global league. I'm not sure where Mooji is, but he's somewhere pretty high. That is for sure. Now, we're playing on Intelligence System version 2. This is technically a base light matchup, but the gimmick of this map is both players start with a base in the corner. Now, what the purpose of this base is, well, there's one of two purposes. You could build a recon. Now, if you build a recon out of these properties, you get 5 vision, which allows you to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything right here, folks. So you have vision of the base and you have vision of the airport. Now, that is one thing that you can do. The other thing that you can do is you can actually build a missile. Now, if you build a missile, that's where things get pretty interesting, folks, because if you get the missiles do fire anywhere from or up to 5 squares, right? So you won't be able to fire here, but you can fire here, here, and here, which will completely lock out the enemy airport. Now, the only way to get rid of that would be your opponent to build an artillery to blast away your missile. Now, would I suggest building a missile? Probably not. Would I suggest building a recon? Absolutely. I think a recon would be pretty good here. But we're going to find out, folks. Aside from that, base light has a very interesting dynamic in Fog of War because you can only reinforce so much, right? So we have 2 bases here. Obviously, this base is going to be responsible for attacking this entire section of the map right here. This base is going to be responsible for attacking this section of the map right here. So there is a lot of pressure on both of these bases to get the job done, folks. Pre-deployed black boat on the lab, which functions as the HQ here, and that is about it, folks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what went down in the live league today. Sensei's theme, man. Sensei's theme, one of the best themes in Advanced Wars by Web. And what a perfect thing to go with Sensei's theme. Standard infantry builds, because you gotta get the infantry on the field. Folks, it is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot live league action. Now, Max versus Eagle. This is a very interesting matchup, folks. Both definitely have a lot of potential. Now, Max in the early game to mid game, incredibly strong. He's able to get many KOs very, very quickly. Now, Eagle's job in this, in order to prevent Max from getting a win, is just to stall. You gotta stall it out, wait for a solid lightning strike, and then strike like a bat out of hell, folks. That's what you gotta do as the old Eagle. I think Max definitely has a little bit of an easier job when it comes to the day-to-day in this matchup. But like I said, both of these players are incredibly strong when it comes to Fog of War. So anything could happen, folks. Absolutely anything can happen. Hapahauli, top of the board, busting out the first tank of, or his first tank. Mooji already busted out a tank. So 2 tanks on the field so far, folks. Nobody's opening up recon. Now, it's a little bit debatable whether or not you want to open up recon against Max, because you were pretty much almost guaranteed that Max is probably going to be busting out a tank first. So opening up recon can be a little bit dangerous. Obviously, it's nice to have the vision, but it's also really, really bad to have your recon just get absolutely decimated by a Max tank. Now, if we just take a quick little gander here, so if we have Max attacking, let's say he manages to capture one of the comm towers, right? And then we have Eagle, and Eagle has a recon, and let's say Max has a tank. Whoa, would you look at that? We're doing 99 to 107% damage on a plane. Now, if we're on a road, automatic one-shot. If we're in a forest, 88 to 95%. So, easy chip away with an infantry at that point, folks. And if that happens, then bye-bye vision, and hello, Max winning the game. Second tank on the field over here from Mooji6 now, and busting out the recon now. Recon is great now, because you have to get the tank on the field first. Now, Hapa going triple tank right now, very strong, gonna have tanks all around the map, causing unknown, catastrophic devastation to anything it happens to run into. Mooji has the ability to purchase another tank this turn, so we are guaranteed to see it. There we go, we got the tank on the field. Hapa moving the infantry, and going to be moving the tanks in. Spacing the tanks out, but keeping the chain really, really good over here in the southwestern portion of the map. Definitely going to be going very, very strong southwest. And we can see Mooji also bringing 2 tanks over to the southwest, so that is very good. Ooh, Recon rushes all the way to the top of the map to prevent a capture of that property. Unbeknownst to him that there was a feisty little tank right there doing 70% damage to the Recon. Could potentially attack with the infantry now, but it's not really guaranteed to KO, so is it really worth the attack? Maybe, maybe not, but Hapahauli has decided that it is not worth the attack, folks. I'm going to be saving for another day. Saving for another day. Recon could potentially run away here, because it's got full movement, being that it's adjacent to a shoal and the road and the bridge. So it can get away. And it can still be pretty annoying at a later date. Mooji now about to capture his comm tower before attacking, because that is what he would normally do. But he's not going to attack, so we're not going to be seeing any cheeky little attacks this turn. All right. Now both players should be acquiring the comm towers now. Looks like Hapahauli acquired that comm tower. Has a battle copter on the field now. So does Mooji6, and an anti-air, and a artillery actually. So a very diverse army going down south. Both players are going heavy down south, folks. We are going to see a clash of titans down here. Mooji, once again, top of the board, spots a tank, takes the engagement, takes a secondary attack, finishes it with the infantry, fails the luck roll. Now, unfortunately, that is going to be very, very devastating for Mooji. There are multiple tanks over there that are all going to be able to get something accomplished here very, very soon. So unfortunately, that attack definitely failed. Now Hapa gonna go in, snipe out an infantry, move the tank forward, get the clear, get a cheeky little infantry attack, move the tank back to get heals, attack with another tank doing 80% damage. Oh my god. And has 2 battle copters ready to go and assist the southwest corner of the map now, folks. That is some scary stuff. Another battle copter. Hapahauli playing Max how he is intended. Direct combat. Tanks. Copters. That's all you need, folks. But you know what? Eagle is not really... You know, he's okay with losing a couple units here and there. As some of the great Advanced Wars by Web players say, it is all for charge, folks, and Eagle loves charge. Eagle wants charge. He wants to destroy his units so that he can get lightning strike. He doesn't want too many units destroyed, but a couple units, that is okay. Sniped out an infantry, sniped out a tank, sniped out a battle copter, and sniped out an artillery. That right there is a devastating attack. That southwest corner of the map is now basically completely under the control of Hapahauli, one of the greatest Fog of War players out there. Unfortunately, at this very moment, also one of the stinkiest Fog of War players out there, busting out the Soiled Abomination over here on day 12. Absolutely terrifying, folks. Mooji6 now down to 20 units to Hapahauli's 27, 109,000 value to 74,000. Mooji going to have to be getting the heck out of dodge, folks. Can't be losing the anti-air 100%. That unit needs to stay alive. But the top portion of the map is looking pretty good as Mooji goes in and eliminates the only tank in the vicinity. Now has 2 tanks to no tanks. This is looking pretty good for him. However, the south corner of the map is definitely under Hapahauli's control. This game could go either way here, folks. That is for sure. Max activating the Max Force. Got a co-power already, folks. Let's see what he manages to do with this co-power. Eliminates the infantry. Where is the Neo tank going? Oh, the Soiled Abomination is gonna go and attack the north corner. Oh my lord. Oh, spots the anti-air. That is very, very spooky. There goes the anti-air, folks. Now, with 2 bars of charge, is it possible for Eagle to get a lightning strike? Maybe. I think it is vitally important for Eagle to get a lightning strike here, at least very, very soon. Takes the copter engagement. Brings 2 more copters down. Doesn't look like he's going to get the lightning strike, but does do a significant amount of damage here. Also another battle copter and is now waiting. Now, if Hapa is not careful, lightning strike could hit very, very strong. So is Hapa going to have the awareness to pull back in this situation and not push in? We're going to find out. We're going to find out together, folks. Now, is it necessarily advisable to push back in this situation? I don't know. These players are both better at fog than I am, so they're going to push up, and then they are going to push up. Alright, Battlecopter moving in. And Lightning Strike is charged. Excuse me, so Lightning Strike is charged over here on day 14, so the Copters are perfectly fine to move in. We are going to see some pretty devastating moves here pretty soon. Well, he has no idea that there's a flippin' Soiled Abomination just hiding there. 2 Soiled Abominations, man. 2 of them on the field. This is one stinky battlefield. I don't know what that recon is attacking down there because it disappeared, but it's probably an infantry, considering that it was cleared by an infantry. Oh, there goes a copter, and just like that, the south is won by a lightning strike. Massive attack over here. Finishing off the tanks, eliminating the infantry, joining them together, refueling 2 more infantry. What a beautiful lightning strike, folks. It's what legends are made of. The Neo tank has revealed itself. The Soiled Abomination is seen, and another one is on the way. 2 more tanks and a battlecopter on the field. Now, this is going to be very interesting because Hapa is going to be able to threaten Super Co-Power for a very, very long time if he chooses. What is Mooji going to do in response to that? He's going to pull back and front shift actually the majority of his copters and builds the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. The classy medium tank. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Is it going to be enough to contend with Max's Soiled Abominations? Only time will tell, folks. Only time will tell. Neo tank not being too aggressive, though. Doesn't want to be losing it all willy-nilly. Tank moving in. Infantry. Clear. Another clear. Now the threat of too many captures has been avoided. There's not going to be too many captures happening. There are 2 fresh infantry still in the north. So those could do something pretty good. Pretty good. But this front shift over here from Mooji, perfectly timed. If Max goes in, if Hap goes in for the Super Co-Power, there is a very good possibility that Mooji will be able to counterattack just enough to deal with those forces up there. And the Soiled Abomination is moving in, folks. Does not look like he's going to be popping the power. Going to be holding on to the power. Not really any reason to pop it at the moment. Is going to be able to win that front without the power usage. But every single day that Hapa does not pop that Super Co power is another day closer to another lightning strike, folks. Could be some absolutely devastating stuff. And this wall of copters over here is just looking absolutely menacing. Now Mooji running dangerously low on time, folks. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left. Hapa 14 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock. This man does not need to think when it comes to his moves. He automatically knows what he's going to do. And what he's going to do is destroy multiple copters this turn. And then move in the remainder of the units. So Neo Tank moving in, just one shot in a tank on a city. This is the strength of Max, folks. He is one of the most powerful direct combat specialists in Advance Wars. Crazy damage, folks. But Mooji firing back with an anti-air shot, destroying the copters, targeting the essential units, getting a very nice clear. Now does have knowledge of the copters on the field, attacking the Soiled Abomination and finishing it off with the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web. That right there. That is what Live League is all about, folks. Medium tanks destroying Neo tanks. Hapahauli, day 19. Still in very good shape, though. I'm going to be able to eliminate a copter. We'll eliminate another copter. Activates the max force. Now we are going to see some pretty devastating stuff. Eliminates the recon. There is a Neo tank in range of the classiest unit in Advances by Web, which could be very scary, folks. We don't want to see our medium tank get lost, but he's right there, folks, and he's going to attack. Oh, God. 80% damage on a city. That is not what you want to see, folks. That is a absolute devastating attack. However, 2 powers from Max means another lightning strike, folks. This is another lightning strike turn. However, Hapa, 147,000 value to Mooji's 83,000 value is a lightning strike going to be enough to contend with the power that is Hapahauli. Eliminates the infantry. Medium tank, saving the comm tower, attacking the tank, getting another attack on the tank, busting out the lightning strike after 2 purchases, folks. So, now, what are we going to do? We're going to attack a battlecopter. We're going to finish off a tank. We're going to get full copter on copter balance here, folks. Boom, 80% damage. Classiest unit in Advances by Web. Attacking the Neo tank head on. Max with power. Goes for the attack. Boom, 60% damage. And now that's a 4-4 right there. Other classy boy takes it to a 2-2. Now that Neo tank is definitely pretty sad, folks. Goes in for a luck roll, fails the luck roll, goes in for another luck roll, gets the damage, but loses the copter. Very unfortunate for the copter, but he perished in a very successful way, folks. He managed to take that Neo tank all the way down to 1, and that is what it's all about, folks. 17 units from Mooji to 20 units from Hapa, but a significant chunk of value has been depleted. 83,000 value. Takes the engagement against the anti-air, gets the clear, Neo tank runs away. Recon, copter, combination attack over here on the infantry, eliminating it, and the south corner runs away. Cannot continue that fight, folks. Needs to pull back and regroup and fight another day. Now, Hapa will be able to get another power here very, very soon. Mooji, 113,400 value from another lightning strike. All Hapa has to do is hold out, get a good power, and this game could still be his. But needs to figure out some way to contend with these absolutely beautiful classic boys over here. Transport copter actually purchased here now. Southern corner looks like it is definitely falling over here to Hapahauli, doing multiple eliminations. The only unit left down south that is going to be effective is the anti-air, but it cannot attack anything. There's nothing really in range for this anti-air to attack. That's of significant value at least. Now, it will be able to attack this, but it can't see this tank, and it cannot attack the copters. So best it could do is probably eliminate the tank or eliminate the recon for the vision. That is about it, folks. That's all he's going to be able to do. Another copter, and now Hapa understands the assignment and has joined the land of the classy boys, folks. This is what it's all about. It's about converting stinky Neo-Tank users over to the brighter side of things, folks. But you know, at the end of the day, if you're going to be building Neo-Tanks, folks, just make sure you invest in some high-quality soap. Wash away that stink. Alright, day 22. The value is even between these two players, but after that attack right there and the copter hit, the value is now swung back in Hapahauli's favor, and this medium tank rushing in here is definitely going to be causing some problems here pretty soon. Hapa now has the co-power. He's got the max force once again, folks. Now, just to give you folks an example. Max force medium tank will be able to do 74 to 82% damage to an Eagle medium tank on a plane. Now, let's say best case scenario, even on a city, still doing upwards to 60% damage. So that's pretty good. Oh. Folks, I think we are seeing one of the freest medium tanks in Advanced Wars by Web right here. Is Hapa gonna go in and take out this medium tank? He doesn't have vision on it, but he knows it's there. And that's the most important thing. Because this is live, folks. This is live. You see every single movement. Everything that's happening right in front of your eyes. There is no hiding. And that medium tank has been seen. Hapa doesn't even pop the power. Just goes in classy on classy. They are touching snoots and doing damage, folks. 70% damage right there. Follows it up with a tank strike, takes it all the way down to 1. Now, if the power was used here, that would have been 100% a clear. But power was not used this day. Power is being saved for one more turn, which I think is a pretty smart move. Because once again, it's all about the threat of the co-power, folks. Co-powers are mind games in Advanced Wars, and even more so mind games in Fog of War. Now, I'm not really the best Fog of War player out there. I tend to choke in Fog, quite literally, as I'm actually choking in real life. But just when you think things are safe, a flippin' soiled abomination shows up. Mooji! What are you doing? What are you doing, Mooji? I thought we had an agreement here. I thought we were gonna stay clean and stay classy. And you're out here building Neo-Tanks? Shame. Super co-power from Max. Takes that anti-air out. Takes the medium tank out with the luck roll. Takes out a tank. Now, this is officially lightning strike turn. There's going to be nothing to stop this lightning strike. One clean, easy attack, and the lightning strike is here. But is he going to pop the lightning strike, or is he going to hold on to it and have the threat of lightning strike do the talking for him? Looks like we are going to be threatening lightning strike, folks. Which, once again, just like Max with his super co-power, the threat of Lightning Strike is the most dangerous aspect of Lightning Strike. Sometimes it's not even the damage you do. It's the potential damage that could happen. But with Hapahauli having multiple copters on the field, the classiest unit in Advancements by Web, the Neo tank, multiple tanks, does Mooji have the assets needed to win this game? And Hapa pushes in once again, eliminating infantry, pulling the units back as far as they can go. And Hapa, on day 25, is winning. 22 properties to 20. It is up to Mooji to get properties. He is going to be able to acquire one. Right now, he's acquired one property. It is now an even game. Is he going to be able to acquire one more property? Now, with the threat of Lightning Strike, it is very possible that he can grab a property. What is Hapa going to do? How is he going to defend against this? Attack with the recon down south is pretty good. However, there is still one infantry in range to get to that property. Very scary stuff, folks. Mooji in trouble as two of the properties up north are now being threatened to be flipped. Hapahauli in a very good position to grab those properties. Day 26. It looks like this could potentially be a Lightning Strike turn, folks. He's going for the property. So by going for the property, two properties, I would think that this is definitely a Lightning Strike turn. He's already eliminated one of the captures. Builds a battlecopter, because that's literally all that he can buy. And builds a missile up in the top corner. Did you guys see that? You guys see that absolutely legendary buy up north? Look at this. A flipping missile pops up out of nowhere up north, spots a copter, pops Lightning Strike, and now that missile gets immediate value. Watch this. Oh my god, this is going to be something. This missile right now, quite possibly one of the most clutchest missiles in Advanced by Web, eliminates that battlecopter instantly. We have a recon elimination, we have an interrupt on the property, and an attack on the battlecopter. And that is the end of the game, folks. That is the end of the game right there. Oh my god. Now the reason why this is the end of the game, it's multiple units up here. Hapa doesn't really have anything to contend or to immediately contend with the battlecopters that are up here, so he's not going to be able to get any of these properties. Down south, this property is almost guaranteed to go through. Now, it's always weird with that music glitch. Now, with a co-power, it is possible to maybe get a clear on this, and then move in with the tank and get an interrupt down here, maybe get another interrupt right here. But you don't know what's in the forest. Maybe Mooji puts something in that forest. I don't know. But even if he goes and does that, then there's still the potential threat of flipping the comm tower. There's still the threat of flipping this property right here. Could go anyway. But what an absolutely crazy game from these two players. Definitely shows the power of Max and the power of Eagle in live League Fog. So hopefully you all enjoyed that one. Congratulations to Mooji6 for the win. What an absolutely hard-fought battle from Hapahauli. Two of the greats here, folks. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.